It is the year 0079 of the Universal Century. A half-century has passed since Earth began moving its burgeoning population into gigantic orbiting space colonies. Above the planet float hundreds of enormous cylinders with artificial living environments so that people can live as though they were on Earth. 9 months ago, the cluster of colonies furthest from the Earth, called Side 3, proclaimed itself the Principality of Zeon and launched a war of independence against the Earth Federation. Initial fighting lasted over 1 month and saw both sides lose half their respective populations. People were horrified by the indescribable atrocities that had been committed in the name of independence. 8 months had passed since the rebellion began. They were at a stalemate.
Look out! What kind of enemy weapon is that? Must be the Federation's white mobile suit we've heard so much about. We're gonna see more casualties if we don't do something quick. Better inform Commander Shard. Intense heat source. Is it a beam cannon? There you go. Take this. I got him. He's gotta be toast. Not yet. He's too fast. There's just one of them. We'll attack him from both sides. Right. Be careful. You underestimated my Zaku. What happened? Hey, you all right? So that's the Federation's gear. No! Stay back! Don't come any closer! Commander Shard!
Hello folks and welcome back to another Let's Play. My name is Lokenhar. For those of you that are new to this and just now starting to watch these videos, I am a mecha fanatic. I love watching mech anime. I've seen quite a few of them, not all of them, but quite a few of them. Gundam by far is one of my favorite series in that genre. It is a very, very good real robot series, and this is one of the first PlayStation 2 games that came out in the West that has the name Gundam on it. It actually came out, I believe it was sometime mid-2001, I think, something around that. And it was my first Gundam game I ever played here on the PlayStation 2 when I first got it. So we'll just go ahead and make sure it doesn't go back to our cutscene. It's been a little while since I've actually recorded. I still at the moment have one video left for Encounters in Space. And then once that's posted, it's just a short little wrap-up video for some of the little extra things I want to show off, and that's about it. But I figured I'd go ahead and move on into this, now that I can actually hold a controller without causing excruciating pain in my wrist. So let's actually get along with here. Now, unfortunately for me, this game is actually the one I played the least out of all of the Gundam games. I played it for probably, I don't know, 3 months or so after I got my PlayStation 2. I couldn't find the game to buy, but one of the local video rental clubs actually had a copy, and I took it. I rented it continuously from them. I probably burned that disc up like that. So let's actually get some things switched around here. I want to make sure that my key configuration type is the one I want. I tried a test recording of this to see if it would work, and it seemed to be okay. I'm just looking through here. Now, the difference is, normally you should have a Type A1 controller here, which the only thing that it switches is that the camera's normal viewpoint for Type A1 is actually, to me, feels inverted. So I switch over to normal 2, which it says, or A2, which is reversed in its theory, and then the other ones move around different buttons and stuff like that. But I like the way the setup is, all except for the camera, so we'll keep with the A2 type. You know what, we'll turn vibration on for it. Yes, we definitely want music and sound effects. Autosave is off, that's fine. Okay. Yes, I want to save my settings. Okay, here. Alright, couple of things off the bat here. We have story mode, which is what we're going to be going through here very shortly. Stage select, which I think if you're just starting a playthrough on this and you have no data on your memory card, this actually should be question marks. But because I've run through at least one stage trying to get the test recording to work, there's going to be that for it. This is something that you get when you finish story mode, and I won't give spoilers away, but for those of you who've beaten the game, you know what it is. We'll be getting along to that, and then you've got your typical record modes, gallery, where you can take a look at movies and mobile suits, that type of thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this whole show here. Start a new game. And I'm going to shut up for the cutscene.
Universal Century 0079, September 18th. The Federation Forces top-of-the-line warship, the Universal Century 0079, September 18th. The Federation Forces top-of-the-line warship, the White Base, which launched from headquarters in Jaburo, was on a mission to take possession of the Gundam, the gun tank, and the gun cannon, the Federation's first prototype mobile suits. The ship was docked at Side 7, the mobile suit's final testing area. Unfortunately, the ship was spotted by a squadron led by Lieutenant Commander Shar Aznable, also known as the Red Comet. Shar dispatched 3 Zaku mobile suits with strict orders to reconnaissance inside the space colony. Having spotted the prototype mobile suits and hungry for glory, the Zaku pilots took the initiative and attacked the area. The assault caught the Federation by surprise, and the situation proved disastrous. Among the terrified civilians fleeing to safety was one rather ordinary young man.
Fraubo! Hey, can you hear me, Frau?
Amuro!
You gotta remain strong for me. Run to the spaceport. I'll catch up. Now go! Go on, Fraubo! Run! Huh? Look at that! It's on! Am I gonna make it in time? There are 2 Zeon Zakus. What do I have for weapons? A beam rifle, huh? But I can't use that inside the colony, can I? Head-mounted Vulcans and a beam saber. I think I can do something with these. Okay, Zakus, watch out!
Okay, that should be the end of that. Now, after the way that this kind of progression through the story mode works is that you're going to go through a cutscene, you'll have your mission setup, which is that small little video where we showed the Gundam starting up with like the operating system, that type of thing. And then you're going to come into the operations preparation stage here. Now we've got a couple of different options that we can use. The first one here is weapon setup, and we'll go into that. If it will, nope, see, will let me for it. The thing is, we don't have any other weapons for this stage, but if we did, we could switch between 3 weapons. We have our beam rifle, which is a standard armament. We have our clay-style bazooka, or the hyper bazooka, and then we have the hyper hammer we can switch between. Now, I'm a big fan of the bazooka and the beam rifle. The hyper hammer, however, it and I do not get along for some reason, and melee in this game can be a bit of a challenge, at least I feel it. This game was it felt like it was it was trying to be what Federation vs. Zeon eventually became, but it wasn't quite there in both graphics and other things. Now, in terms of allies, this tab is kind of useless for the most part. I mean, let's go into it here. We only have ourselves to look at, but eventually down the line we'll have other allies that we can look at and things along that line. Just see their speed, their weapon, let it out. You can't really do much here at the moment. And then finally, if you want to rewatch that little mission briefing where we heard Armoro talking a little bit, you can, or whoever speaks during the mission briefing, you can just go back and rewatch the entire thing right off the bat here. Now, I warn you, I am not very good with this game. Federation vs. Zeon, Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, and Counters in Space, I'm fantastic with those games. This one, it takes a little getting used to, and playing Counters in Space is kind of throwing me off here. So I'll try my best to not fuck up quite so spectacularly. But let's go ahead and start this thing. Yes, I'm pretty sure I want to start the mission. There should be one other little cutscene coming up here.
Gundam Rising.
But not before we hit another loading screen, because that early PS2 games, that's all they were basically load screens. A little bit of gameplay, load screen again.
Look out! The enemy's mobile suit has started to move on its own! I thought it was all just unassembled parts!
Please get up! Come on!
Oh man, the lack of detail to these colors, just it looks so weird. Anyways, so here's the game for the most part. We've got 2 Zakus to take out here, but we're only going to be fighting them one at a time. Let's see here. There's our Zaku problem. We only really have the Beam Saber and the Vulcans to rely upon, so let's make use of those. But I can't get it to actually work here too much. That would be too much. Use the Beam Saber, which doesn't track worth a shit. Alright, let's try this again. Now, I know there are actually Beam Saber combinations that you can do. Like that was a slash combination. There's a couple others that you can do some weird ones. Trying to catch them with this stupid thing is a little difficult. If I can get him with a combo, that should make it a little easier. See, even he can't hit me with a shit. These Vulcans are particularly useless. Dude, you just stepped on a car, you fucker. Alright, there goes that guy. Now, the thing about these dudes, look at all the little people running around. Never noticed them. Back away from mobile suits when they're about to explode. They will do damage to your mobile suit's health bar. Now, the health bar you saw is at the bottom of my screen there, and I already took some damage.
Can I defeat that other one?
Now, the problem for me is that a lot of the audio for this game is coming to me through my headset, but it's kind of, well, it's behind by about 5-6 seconds or so at times. So I can't really react in real time to somewhat of the Vulcans for it until I actually hear it. So, for example, if somebody from the mission is trying to yell at me for whatever reason, I won't really be able to do much about that. Now we have our thrust gauge here on the left side, the little kind of hard to see blue line there, and it's not much of a thrust gauge. We go through it pretty quick. We also have our radar in the lower left, which, you know, those are pretty well standard for games.
I pulled it off somehow. I really did it.
Alright, I actually managed to clear this. Now you
Nice
see that
work.
my best there
I had
was
good
a
feeling about this one.
B- that
Next
I
time
got.
I'll be counting on you, but don't let your guard down.
Alright, there, Bright. But surprisingly, my success rate was lower because I don't know why. The way that the ranking is done for this game. I've never really understood how it works. Maybe I'll look that up eventually. And I'm looking through my manual right now, and I really don't actually see how that's determined for the most part. It just goes through most of the game itself. Yeah, just doesn't have a whole lot for it. Oh well, that's fine. I actually have 2 copies of this game manual. For some reason, when I bought this, I found it used at a local mom and pop type of game store. They actually had 2 manuals inside the box itself. I don't know why. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Go ahead and save our data because I was an idiot and didn't turn auto-saving on. And following the way this should work, we should have another cutscene here in a second. Now, it does actually give you quite a bit of opportunity to return to the title stage, or the title screen for it, so you can do this pretty well between every mission. But we're going to keep going.
Named Amuro Ray. Thanks to his actions in the Gundam, we somehow managed to survive the Zeon attack.
If it ever decides to
However,
load, there it
during
goes.
Ray, thanks to his actions in the Gundam, we somehow managed to survive the Zeon attack. However, during the battle, most of the regular soldiers were either wiped out or wounded. Of those fit for combat, barely a handful were left. This is how civilians came to operate the Federation's latest warship, the White Base, and its prototype mobile suits, including the Gundam. This highly classified military hardware was now in the hands of young men and women who were still only teenagers.
Drop it now! Take off the helmet and turn the other way!
She's much too strong to be Artesia.
Was that my brother?
After leaving Side 7, the White Base escaped into the frontline space base Luna 2. We were subsequently ordered to head for Jaburo, Federation Forces General Headquarters in South America. The order was issued by Commandant Joaquin, and so the White Base set out once again, this time bound for Earth. But Char would not sit idly by and watch it happen.
Now we shall see. Let's test the reaction time of your brand new mobile suit.
The ship will re-enter Earth's atmosphere in 8 minutes.
Launch now, Gundam. Slow down those Zaku's.
Just watch your altitude. Otherwise you'll burn up in the atmosphere.
How am I gonna watch my altitude when I'm fighting 4 Zeon Zaku's?
I know you can do it, Amuro.
I'm in way over my head.
Step onto the catapult.
Gundam, I'm ready!
Despite Char's relentless pursuit, we evaded his attack and were able to enter Earth's atmosphere.
Please help me, sir! I can't seem to slow my Zaku down! Commander Char, bring the ship and rescue me!
Crown, we can't open our capsule or we'll burn up too. But you did lure the enemy down with you. Death with honor.
The White Base and its crew made a successful re-entry, marking the beginning of our odyssey to Jaburo. Amuro and the Gundam also managed to make it through alive. It was a small victory for our side. However, Char proved to be more than a match for us. His attack threw the ship off its intended course. We were now far from our goal. Instead, we found ourselves right in the middle of Zeon-controlled territory.
Maybe the Red Comet was right. Compared to other Federation ships I fought against in the past, this one does look like it'll be a real beast.
Now, hopefully these cutscenes aren't wigging out like I see them doing, but who knows? I'll have to wait until playback.
The enemy airborne units have closed in now and are currently positioned above us. Since the White Base is following this cliff, it's only a matter of time before we're destroyed. For that reason, I've decided to stage a counterattack with everything we've got before they can make their forces ready. Ryu and Hayato, you'll go out on the gun tank and give the White Base some backup.
Leave it to us, Mr. Bright. I'll have Hayato be the gunner.
Yes, sir.
Furthermore, it's very likely that the enemy has also stationed ground forces along our course. Amuro and the Gundam will clear our path. Kai and the gun cannon will provide support for the Gundam. Any questions?
I'll do what I can.
I guess my opinion's got nothing to do with anything. But look, Mr. Bright, all I'm gonna do is fire my guns from underneath White Base. That's it. We're not gonna get our pensions if we kick the bucket now, will we?
I'll handle the paperwork. All hands, prepare for launch. I'm counting on you.
Okay. So, we get to actually play with some allies here alongside us. So, actually, we can do a little bit more here in the stage setup here. So let's go into weapon setup, and I'll show a bit of it off. Now we actually have 3 main weapons to choose from. The beam rifle, the hyper bazooka, and the hyper hammer. All with their displayed types of usages for it. Now, the power level... For me, the beam rifle just is the weapon for choice here. Each one of them have their own little quirks. The hyper hammer is probably the oddest one for me to use. So be prepared to see me use the beam rifle quite a bit. Now, the hyper bazooka actually has some decent effects for it. Like, it can take out several smaller enemies with some splash damage. I have seen that, so that'll come in handy. But for now, we're just going to use the beam rifle. Alright, go ahead and exit. Now we actually have some allies to look at here. We've got the gun cannon, the gun tank, and White Base, really. That's right, you can actually call upon White Base to be useful for a change instead of just a giant freaking target. But don't let that fool you, it's still a giant freaking whale and has a giant kill me sign all over it. We can actually call upon them to give us aid during the stages for it, and I'll kind of explain that. I never really use it, but it's there if you need it. I honestly forget about it most of the time. Now there's one little thing here, there's a little Easter egg I know you can get in this stage by shooting down a bunch of those DOP fighters before you actually get to a certain part. So let's see if I can actually manage that on screen. If not, I'll come back and redo it.
Winds of War.
It's taking its sweet time loading again. Come on. The old PS2 is showing her age today.
Gun tank, move into launch position. Correct for balance and then make your descent.
Hayato, we're heading out. Let go of the safety valve at the moment the gun cannon comes out.
Roger. If Amuro can do this, so can I. I'll give it my best shot anyway.
Try to have a little more confidence in us, Kai.
You always know how to make me feel better, Sayla.
Kai, we're counting on you.
I'll try my luck. Cannon, launch!
Course is clear. Amuro, be careful.
Thanks.
Alright, into the box canyon of death here. So we actually have our allies here with us, and they're going to actually try and not be cannon fodder, hopefully. Let's see here what we're doing. Now, let's see if I got my camera screen working right. Good, it actually looks correct this time. I don't know why they thought the other version was the way to do it, instead of inversion now. I really do like this music, though. Alright, I see our first target. Kind of want to fight a bunch of the DOPs, though, because that is how you actually get this little cutscene to happen here that I need. Problem is they're absolute pain in the ass. Just keep fucking down. There's one. Oh, I got a second one for some strange reason. There's 2. Ah! Fighting aircraft with this thing is not easy. Let's try and get them as they come at me here. Come at me, bro! We have to shoot down 8 of them before we kill off a second group of tanks up here. Well, I actually got one of them there. Now, White Base is actually taking quite a bit of damage here, so we gotta be careful. And it can actually take a lot of damage from us as well. Come on. Come at me, guys. Come on. The lag time for some of these shots is annoyingly long. Alright. Ah, I'm out of ammo. Crap. Wait for them to come around here. The ammo takes a sweet-ass time to reload, so be aware of your shot counter. Unfortunately, it's not as... That's right, Gundam was defeated by a small rock. I think I got that one. That should have been my 8th one, I think. Not entirely certain. Anyways, we need to start taking out these tanks. Now we got our standard Magellan attack tanks here. We can actually run them down. It's actually kind of effective. See, I'll just step on this one here. Oh no, that didn't work. Alright, yeah. In order to get this mission to go further, we have to get these tanks out of here. Oh, I did miss some ops. Oh no, those aren't. See, those are attack tops. Well, we might as well take them out while we're at it. Missed. There we go, got him that time. I think I missed a tank somewhere. Yes, I did. Alright, there goes that tank. Now let's go to the second group up here. Unfortunately, we can't. Ooh, you fuck it. Yeah, whatever. You'll be fine. Now, in order to call on your allies, they'll just kind of normally do their own little thing, but if you want to actually call on them, you have to use your R2 plus triangle or circle to depend them. Alright, here comes, let's see if I actually got this little Easter egg to show up. And I don't think I did.
Units, watch out
nope.
For that white one.
Shit.
Take out the Trojan horse and stop those mobile suits too.
Okay, so I did not actually do what I needed to do. Before you destroy the second tank squadron, you need to do about shoot down 8 or so dots. I thought I did, but I guess I was wrong. So wrong. Now the dots will actually do quite a bit of damage here, so we need to make sure to take them out a little bit. I think if we can actually take old Red Eye there out, we can keep this whole thing from coming to a standstill. Come on. Man, I can't do shit. Alright, finally, Char's here. Now we can fuck him up too. Char's actually not a pushover in this game. He's not quite the terror he was in Federation vs. Zeon, but he will fuck you up pretty good if you give him a chance. Luckily, this time around, he's armed with the Zaku machine gun.
Now, White Mobile Suit, how about we test your reaction time on terra firma?
It's going to be the same thing as it was in Space Char. I'm just going to wipe the floor with you. Now, each of the main weapons, the Hyper Hammer, Hyper Bazooka, and the Beam Rifle actually have a special shot, which when you close or hold down the firing button, you'll actually do something weird for it. It's kind of like a special attack in Encounters in Space, where it's really actually difficult to use, so be aware of that. Char likes to dodge a lot, so try and bring your distance in for close quarters, and you might actually have a chance of hitting him. Now, the one thing I'm not making use of much here is my shield to actually guard. The shields are pretty well indestructible most of the time. Fucker. Whoa, he's fucking... He is not a pushover right now. But, we can get him when he comes for us, and he likes to guard as well. But, he's not doing too good of a job here. Come on, Char. He's tough, but if you just don't know what he's going to do for a pattern... There goes the shoulder. Shouldn't be too much longer now. There we go. A couple of shots in and he's gone. He's a paper tiger. Don't worry.
Char, retreat! We're going to have to reassess that mobile suit and come up with a better strategy.
Yes, I'll retreat, Garma.
Amuro, the enemy is retreating. Return to the ship. Good work.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why, but the cutscenes, in this game.
Out there, Amuro. With you and the Gundam on our side, the Federation can win this war.
Oh, that's so nice of you, Sayla. Thank you very much. Anyways, the cutscenes in this game for the the in-game usage ones, not the actual OVA touch-up scenes, they remind me a lot of the kind of in-game cutscenes from Xenogears, an RPG done by Square back in the day. I don't know why, just the textures and stuff like that, which was for the PlayStation 1, so they shouldn't. But anyways, did really much better than I thought it would. I'm still kind of pissed I didn't freaking get that scene for it. What should happen is that when Garma shows up, he shows up in his own Zaku. And it actually unlocks it for you scene in the Mobile Suit Gallery as well. But oh well, we'll get to it eventually. Now the problem is, you actually have to do it in story mode. You can't go to stage select and go to stage 2 and do it. You actually have to be done
led by
through story mode.
Zabi, son of Dagwin Zabi, the sovereign of Zeon. Having withstood in an attack by a battalion led by Garma Zabi, son of Dagwin Zabi, the sovereign of Zeon. Having withstood the onslaught, the White Base rendezvoused with the supply squadron led by Lieutenant Matilda Ajan for repairs and provisions. Lieutenant Matilda took some of the wounded and refugees aboard her ship. The White Base was ordered to proceed westward with its remaining crew but was given no escort. Lieutenant Matilda, I'm puzzled. Why aren't there new orders from HQ for our ship and crew?
I'm not sure, but General Revel says if the White Base can fight as a battle cruiser, then it's no different than a fully commissioned ship. The Federation forces are experiencing some very tough times. Take heart. When it seems there's no hope, don't forget that there are people out there who have not abandoned you.
Oh, I think he's in love.
Without your fighting skills with Gundam, I'm sure my supply plane would have been destroyed. Thank you. I believe you may be a psychic.
Not me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Stand by for orbital correction. Char, please inform me once you spot the Trojan horse or the mobile suit. I'll destroy them with the Gao.
I'll do exactly as you requested.
Good luck to you, Char.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
For some reason, it seems like a lot of the background or ambience for those scenes are just missing.
If we can get through this, we'll enter Federation-controlled airspace, but it looks like the enemy has set up a defense line, too. The White Base will conceal itself in the dome, then wait for a chance to attack the bulk of the enemy's main forces. Amuro, you'll attack the enemy mobile suits with the Gundam and act as a decoy until we've completed our preparations.
Understood.
I'm counting on you. Ryu and Hayato, stand by in the gun tank. Kai, stand by in the gun cannon. We'll wait for a chance to attack the enemy's main forces, then wipe them out in a concentrated attack.
Okay, all or nothing. Let's give it a shot.
I just hope we don't get blown to smithereens before we get our chance.
Okay, Mission 3. And I hate Mission 3. I remember this one as a kid playing this and constantly getting wrecked in it. For the sole fact that this time around, we have a babysitting mission, and we have to babysit the White Base. For those folks who've actually seen the series, or have seen the similar missions in other games like this, you kind of know what's going to happen here, or if you've played the game, you really know my frustration and aggravation. Now, there's really not much I'm going to change. I want to keep with my beam rifle here, because I think it tracks better for certain air targets that we're going to be seeing here, so we're not going to go through anything else, but let's go ahead and start the mission. And I'll try and explain everything along the way. Oh, I hate this mission.
Garma's fate. Garma's fate.
What's funny about this is I'm actually watching the recording software taking this down, and it has no problem seeing the game itself, but on my monitor it's not being displayed correctly, which is good. I'm glad it's actually coming out well on the recording, and they can screw up on my end all at once. That's fine.
Somehow, deliberately misleading my own soldiers doesn't sit well with me.
The enemy mobile suits have dropped! We're relying on you.
Roger. Launch!
Okay. Welcome to the city stage here in New York.
Going up ahead. Use caution.
Now we do have our main, whoops, switch to walking mode. Don't use walking mode. Now, here's our map. I just hit start and pause the game for it. We can actually see that we have a couple of enemies up here, which look like they're just Zaku 2s, normal types. They are our first enemies to fight. Now, more of them are going to appear along the way, so we'll just take them all and find them. Now, a little trick, which is weird, is if you can see it, I'm moving my camera, but you can see the reticle eye from the enemy Zakus for whatever reason. I don't know why it shows up so far, it just does. Let's see if I can... There we go, that power shot wrecks them every single time. Like I said, be careful of those explosions, though. Now, as you heard Sayla say here, there is a Gao, or at least a Gao attack fleet that's coming after us here. They are absolutely dreadfully fast, annoying, and there's a bunch of targets around them that will keep you from actually targeting them. They will continuously bombard this area until they destroy White Base. And you can see White Base's health bar there on the lower right side. Let's see here. Now we've actually, you can see them coming in here, down at the bottomish area. Bunch of dots, and there's the Gao and everything like that. But our actual targets are going to be these up here. Because once we destroy these, we should have our next little guy show up and we need to kill. I'm not going to really spoil it, although you shouldn't. You should realize who I have to fight. It's not too big of a spoiler alert. It's Char. It's Johnny Ryden. I wish it was Johnny Ryden. I'm really tired of fighting Char. How the hell did he get around me? That shows you how much I was paying attention. Now, annoyingly, you can't shoot and boost at the same time for whatever reason. But that's fine. You don't gotta worry about it. Would you die already? Cheeky sod. There he goes. Wow, I'm losing a lot of health. Get him. There we go. Let's get out of here before he blows up. Boosting is a little awkward in this game. Let's see, where are they at? Alright, there's one of them down there. Who's that? Just a normal one? I'm looking for Char, and I think this might be him up here. Yep, there's Char, because there's the commander type, so we're going to go after him. The reason for that is that it'll kick over this stage into the next part of the selection, and we don't really have to worry about these Gaos anymore. If you do go and try and shoot down the Gaos, be careful where you shoot them down. They don't just blow up. They drop out of the sky like a giant lead weight they are, and they plow into the landscape. Now, if they happen to plow into the landscape, which goes straight into White Base, they will literally take all of its health out. For some reason, it just counts as an attack. I don't know why, it just does that, and I found this out much to my disbelief in my test record, because I couldn't figure out how it had died so quickly. Where am I going here? Oh, Char.
Enemy mobile suits are advancing on White Base.
Catch up here. Now, the higher your Minovsky particle rating goes, the less you're actually going to be able to see with your radar, and stuff will actually disappear from your radar, so keep that in mind. Char has the annoying little weapon that is his bazooka. It is a pain in the ass, so be careful with it. You can stun lock you like nobody's business. So use your shield, guard, and just try your best to stay away from him, because he will mess you up that heat hawk if you're not careful. I like using strafing a lot because he's not very good at it. Ah, crap. Out of ammo. Oh, you don't, Char. Now, if you double tap your strafing buttons, which are L1 and R1, you can actually get around him quite effectively. Let's see if I can get him with that. Had him between the buildings too. But we had him already for the cutscene to kick over. So, that's one thing.
That white mobile suit seems to be attempting to lure us out into the open. Which means the Trojan horse must be right behind us.
Gee, it couldn't be in the giant building that it can only house it for miles.
That's a pretty good strategy. Garma, the mobile suit is running away. The Trojan horse should be right up ahead. Hurry!
Okay!
Amuro, the enemy's main force is approaching the dome.
Alright. Let's see here.
I'll do my best.
This is a pain in the ass. Because we have to attack the Gao. The Gao is really up high. So we have to boost on top of it and try to take it out before it gets close to white base, because if we don't, it'll plow through white base and take all of its health out. That should be it. Let's actually just enjoy the ride, because I think I fucked it up. No, it actually worked. Nice. Can't tell you how many times I've gotten to that point in the stage and just fuck it up to watch it plow straight into it.
All hands, concentrate your firepower on the enemy planes! Fire!
Gun tank looks kind of odd. I don't know why. It's just the character model for some reason.
You're an
Wow.
ace pilot like
Actually did
no
really
other,
well for
Amuro,
that.
second to none. Not even the Red Comet.
You can see my test recording was not so fortunate. I did take out an additional mobile suit. So I can't tell if it's your time and your life remaining that determine your success rate. I still like how I have a 25% success rate, even though I have a new type potential of an A-. That doesn't make much sense. But whatever. I'm not going to complain. I got an A. Sure, we'll save game. And we'll go on to the next story. I think we'll do one mission more.
Hey, Garma, do you read me?
Come on, quit freaking out. There we go.
Hey, Garma, do you read me? Blame this on the misfortune of your birth.
Don't take it personally. Thank your father.
Char, you double-crossed me! I'll ram the Gao into the Trojan horse. I am a son of the Zabi family. I'll go in glory. And long live the Principality of Zeon!
After finally escaping Zeon-controlled territory, we again rendezvoused with Lieutenant Matilda's supply squadron. A state funeral for Garma Zabi was held in the Principality of Zeon, and the proceedings were broadcast to the world. The speech given by Giran Zabi, the Zeon Force's supreme commander, made it clear how threatening the Zeons could be with the Zabi family as dictators.
We have lost a hero to our glorious noble cause, but does this foreshadow our defeat? No, it is a beginning. It has been over 50 years since the elite of Earth, consumed by greed, took control of the Earth Federation. We want our freedom. Never forget how the Federation has trampled us again and again. The Principality of Zeon, we've had an arduous fight to achieve freedom. Our struggle is sacred, our cause divine. My beloved brother Garma Zabi was sacrificed. I ask you why?
Because he was spoiled.
For the moment, the war is at a stalemate. Perhaps many of you have become complacent. Karma has left us so that you would open your eyes to the crisis that threatens us. This is only the beginning of our war. Rise, our people, rise! Take your sorrow and turn it into anger. Zeon thirsts for the strength of its people. Hail Zeon! Hail Zeon! Hail Zeon! Hail Zeon!
Nonsense! He's trying to turn the Zabi family into a world dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
It always is a little weird to hear a dictator talk about freedom. It doesn't quite mix and match. Something's wrong here, just slightly off. But I do enjoy the voice actor they have for Garma quite a bit. Or not Garma, Giran.
We've
I think he did a
discovered an
fantastic
enemy
job.
base up ahead. It's a small-scale frontline station with little strategic value, but it's too late for us to turn around and avoid it now. Fortunately, we haven't been spotted yet. The white base will hold its position here. We'll stage an attack on the enemy with the Gundam, gun cannon, and gun tank. Obliterate the base!
Hey, it's a nice change of pace to be on the offensive.
I'll say we're always on the receiving end of attacks. Since it's a fortress we're up against, the best strategy is to go in with the gun tank first, and we'll give it cover.
You're right. If any enemy mobile suits get involved, I'll have trouble fighting them in the gun tank. How about Amuro and Kai providing backup, Mr. Bright? That okay with you?
Sure, Ryu. It's your call.
Right. Then that's that.
So let's take our giant, slow walking, or not even walking, crawling tank is more like it, and let's send it in first. That'll be our frontline spearhead attack. That'll work fantastically. Alright, I'm going to switch weapons here over to the Hyper Bazooka, because we're going to be destroying a lot of little things. And I don't really need to look at allies because it doesn't matter. Let's get this show on the road. Take me to rehab. Come on. There we go.
The threat of Xeon.
I have to treat the PS2 nice, otherwise it may die on me. Live, you bastard, live!
Okay, commence operation.
Roger. You got it.
Gundam, moving ahead.
Alright, bunch of smash and grab type of shit over here, so enjoy this mission. The boost gauge for this thing is so bad.
Roger.
There goes that. Now the thing that's cool about the bazooka is that it takes out these stupid Magellan attack tanks in one hit. You don't have to use or waste the ammo for a larger hit. Most of the time. Come on. I'm gonna kill you. Come on back here, you fucker. Ah, hell with it. He's out of my range for whatever reason. I don't care, but I do spot myself a Zaku. Oh, I don't want that. Can't remember the name of that aircraft, but it's a reconnaissance one. It is a Zaku 1, but not very good. I wonder if the special attack for this thing is. Yeah! Just a giant shell. And I'm out. Did you die already? Man, this thing can take a from a bazooka. Now watch out for these large turrets up on the mountainside here. They will wreck you if they give them a chance. See, like I said, they will absolutely shit stomp you if you're not careful. Let's actually take out some of these because I'm getting tired of getting hit by them. Unfortunately, the bazooka doesn't do quite as good or quite as much damage as the beam rifle at times. So it can be a little bit more difficult to actually use it. I think this is our target there. See, my Minovsky particle level is actually quite high. Really high, actually. Ooh, stomp that tank, my bad. This is why they can't have nice things. Slowly, as we take out some of this stuff, the Minovsky particle level should go down and our radar should come back up, but it'll take a little while. I don't know why it decides to blow up half the time. Okay, well, since we've got him over here, at least have our speeder bike guys. Nope. Missed him entirely. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on. The beam saber actually is powerful when you hit it. I just have to be really bad about it. Come on. Almost got him. There he goes. Nice. We actually took that guy out with one hit. I was hoping to get both of them. See, our Minovsky particle level is going down quite a bit now, just because we're eliminating more machines off the side of the map. I think there's actually something that has a really high footprint for those here. I think it's this radome here. No, not really. And it's just going up and up and up the further I get closest to the shit. That was a waste of a shot for the little guys on the speeder bikes. Look at them all. Alright, so part 2 of this stage, we actually get a little bit more of a challenge than the base defenders. Frickin' Zanzibar is flying a little close.
So, that's the white mobile suit that I've heard so much about? Gather all the data on the mobile suit.
Oh, I'll give you data. I'll give you more data than you know what to do with. Come on. Ah! Really, you don't say. It's almost as if it was No Mirazaku. He's not very good at this. Come on. Crap, I have to reload. Oop, that's a boost in building. And getting shot to pieces now. I don't know how that didn't stun you. Oh, hell. Wow, he just took out a shit ton of my armor. That is not good, folks. We could be... Oh, not that thing. We could be in trouble here. Just make Ramba Raw retreat. We should be alright. Unfortunately for me, I'm out of ammunition. And he does have his beam whip, so be wary of that. Come on. I think I managed it. Oh man. That dive attack is actually possible to use with the Gundam itself, but I'm not very good at these swing attacks and combos. Damn, he nearly wrecked me. Blinded by the light.
What's that? He ran away. Or maybe he just spared us.
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
It seems you're
Now,
making
how
good
in
use of
the
Gundam's
hell?
abilities. You're gaining confidence.
I'm still a little confused at this ranking system here. I do see that I took out 10 additional units compared to what I did with my test run. But how in... Okay, my success rate went up a shit ton more, but I had 2% life remaining. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to leave it with stage 4 here. We've got plenty of other stages to look at, and we've been recording for probably just under an hour or so. Thank you for joining me, folks, in this new Let's Play. Until the next time, see ya!